let's go,
Hello everyone, welcome to Fundi Talk Student, a podcast for student champions. I am your host, Spiwe Masuku. Today we're going to discuss one of the topics that affect student journey, and that is funding the unfundables. Now, who are the unfundables? Unfundables refers to students who cannot be accommodated by the criteria of NSFAS or cannot fund their own education. Now, 6% of our South African students are actually left out in this criteria. And today in studio, I am joined by Itumeleng Moloi, who's going to take us through her journey of being an unfundable. Welcome, Itumeleng.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Sp. I'm so honored to be part of the show.
Thank you so much. Please, can you tell us about some of the challenges that you faced as an unfundable student?
So my journey starts way back when I completed my matric in 2016. So I've always known that I wanted to be a public figure, right? And then I decided that I'm gonna go and study drama. So I applied to all the universities. I got accepted, but the problem was funding, right? So I then applied to NSFAS. I got rejected because both my parents are government employees. And then I opted to go to a private institution, right? And then obviously my parents could still not afford, right? And then taking a gap year was not an option. It was really not an option because I come from a very learned family, so my dad was not going to have that. So then he discovered Fundi. And through Fundi, I was able to go to school at Soto Varsity, the School of Media and Creative Arts, and I completed my diploma in professional acting for camera.
So if I'm hearing well, you weren't able to be funded because your parents were working for government?
Yes.
So the NSFAS criteria was excluding them?
It was excluding them, absolutely.
Now take us through your journey with the application process with the institution Fundi that you applied with.
Okay, well, my dad, he didn't give me, all the information, but it didn't take long. I think within a month, right, in 2017, he applied in January, and then in February, everything was approved, and they approved to pay for my tuition fees throughout the 3 years.
And did they only pay for your tuition, or did you have an opportunity to fund some of the necessities that you needed in your journey?
Of course, my study materials, as well as pocket money. Yeah, that was also covered.
Interesting. So how comfortable were you? I'm sure you were at peace at some point because of the challenges you faced trying to apply for NSFAS and moving from institution to institution. So tell us how you were feeling at that moment.
Yeah, I was very triggered, Spi, I won't lie. I remember that year I got diagnosed with anxiety and depression because of all the process going up and down, back and forth, you understand? But then when my dad discovered Fundi, it was like a dream come true for me.
Now, what I'm hearing from you is being a student and transitioning to a higher education institution is stressful, and to a certain extent, it can take a toll on you as a student. Would you say that having psychosocial support with the transition is something that students need to consider when going from matric to a higher education?
Absolutely, Spi. There's so many things that go behind being a first-year student that people don't talk about. Firstly, like I've mentioned, mental health. Mental health is a very crucial thing, in the life of a student. And I think with institutions should provide support, to students in terms of that. Because I remember in my first year, our school actually provided us with a provided us with a psychologist, and then I was able to get by the year with attending therapy and all of that, because there's a lot that comes with being a student. There's peer pressure, there's bullying, there's finances, there's just a lot.
I can imagine also leaving your family behind in a new environment. Those are some of the factors that we need to think of. Now, let's take it back to some of the advices, because some students are now thinking about how to get funding because they are also considered to be the unfundables. What kind of advice would you give to them?
Well, based on my personal experience, I would say the first thing, research what's still early. Like from grade 10, already do your research, you understand? And also consider other things like the work and study program. That also helps, you understand? And yeah, just do your research and don't lose hope. There's always a solution to everything. I learned that.
So what I'm getting from you is that sometimes it's not that there's no funding, it's just that we don't have access to information. And with students having so much, they are on social media, they are everywhere. Where are these information sources? Where did your dad find out about Fundi? Was it on web? Was it through a friend?
I think it was through social media because my dad is a Facebook person. So I'd like to believe it was through social media, yeah, and also I think word of mouth, because there were other colleagues of his that were able to apply for Fundi for their kids, and yeah, I think it's between the two, word of mouth or social media.
That's amazing. Now, where are you with your career, your studies and everything?
So I completed my diploma right last year, and I graduated this year in diploma in acting for camera. And so currently I am working on a project, film based. I can't give out too much, but if you're a Showmax subscriber, watch out. Watch out. So yeah, that's where I'm currently at SP.
Thank you, Itumeleng, for joining us and sharing such wonderful insight. And thank you to all the viewers at home for joining and being part of this conversation. We will be bringing to you more topics that are relevant to the students, the challenges, the issues, and the information that is required for you to be able to step into your career journey in the institution, in the work environment, and more. Stay tuned. Thank you. If you like what we're talking about, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment.